Orville Gibson, the craftsman who gave music its modern voice. In the 1890s, on a second-floor workbench in Kalamazoo, Michigan, a self-taught woodworker carved the top of a mandolin as a violinmaker might shape a cello plate, transforming sound into sculpture. Orville H. Gibson's experiments with carved, arched tops and solid rims moved fretted instruments beyond the thin, bent construction of the 19th century toward a sturdier, more resonant design. Though his name faded from public attention before his death, his ideas became the foundation of one of the most enduring names in American music. Born on May 8, 1856, on a 60-acre farm near Chateaugay, New York, Orville was the youngest of 5 children. Growing up in modest surroundings, he developed an early interest in woodworking and mechanical tinkering. By the 1880s, he had settled in Kalamazoo, Michigan, where he worked as a clerk while experimenting with instrument design and construction. The earliest surviving mandolin bearing his label is dated 1894, marking the beginning of his career as a craftsman, though it is possible that he built instruments in the years just prior to this date. Unlike the flat-topped or bowl-backed instruments then in fashion, Gibson carved the tops and backs of his mandolins and guitars in the manner of violins, believing that such contours would produce greater strength, volume, and tonal balance. His goal was to create instruments that could project in the larger social halls and performance spaces of the era. The result was a sound of uncommon clarity and resonance. Surviving examples of his hand-built instruments reveal both a sculptural sense of design and an intuitive understanding of how form could shape tone. A patent and a turning point. In 1898, Gibson was awarded U.S. Patent number 598,245 for an improved mandolin. His design featured a carved, arched top and back, with the neck and rim carved from a single block of wood, an innovation that increased strength and reduced the warping and cracking common in flat-bodied instruments. Borrowing from violin building traditions, Gibson treated the mandolin's sound chamber as an integrated acoustic form rather than an assembled box. The patent embodied a concept more than a production blueprint, but it captured a revolutionary approach that would guide the next generation of American instrument design. Compared with contemporary builders, Gibson's work combined artistic simplicity with mechanical innovation, a rare balance between the handmade and the visionary. Recognizing the potential of his ideas, 5 Kalamazoo businessmen purchased Gibson's patent and the rights to his name, incorporating the Gibson Mandolin Guitar Manufacturing Company, Limited in 1902. Orville became a shareholder and received payment for his designs, though his participation in day-to-day operations was limited. The company quickly transitioned from one-off craftsmanship to industrial production, using his patent as both its technical foundation and its marketing centerpiece. Engineers and luthiers refined his designs for broader manufacture while retaining his principle of carved top resonance. Decline and enduring influence. By the early 1900s, Gibson's health began to deteriorate. Records indicate that between 1907 and 1911 he spent time in hospitals, though the specifics are incomplete. By 1916, he was permanently committed to St. Lawrence State Hospital in Ogdensburg, New York, where he remained until his death. The exact nature of his illness remains unclear. Gibson continued to receive an annual payment from the company for his design rights. He died on August 19, 1918, at age 62, and was buried in Malone, New York. After his hospitalization, he never returned to Kalamazoo. After Orville's death, the company that bore his name entered a period of rapid evolution. Acoustic engineer Lloyd Lohr, who worked at Gibson from 1919 to 1924, expanded Orville's carved top principles into new masterpieces, notably the F5 mandolin and the L5 archtop guitar. Lohr introduced F-holes, tuned sound plates, and refined internal bracing, innovations that amplified Orville's ideas into instruments that shaped 20th century music. The F5 became the defining voice of bluegrass, the L5 established the archtop as the hallmark of jazz guitar. Gibson's influence extended seamlessly into the electric era. Models such as the Les Paul, S335, and SG retained the company's reputation for tonal richness and sculpted resonance. While Orville did not invent the archtop guitar single-handedly, he pioneered the use of violin-style carving in mandolins and guitars, bridging the gap between individual artistry and industrial production. Although surviving examples of his hand-built work are scarce and company records from his lifetime are incomplete, his influence endures. To read the entire article by Brian D'Ambrosio, visit American Essence magazine.